Greetings, I'm Barrett and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing of Solomon Kane by Mythic Games. Now this is the core pledge from the Kickstarter. It's one I was able to pledge for back when they had it going on. I'm excited to see what is inside and dig through all the different components. Now this is the core box, which is going to really be about 30 to 40 hours of gameplay, which would be a massive amount. So we're going to go through this. We're actually going to play through on this as well so we can see what we all think about Solomon Kane. Now as you can tell, my box took a little bit of a beating, but you know, like they say, it's not the box that matters, but what's inside. And if you're excited to see what it is, then I need you to meet me at the table. There's three things that came in this Kickstarter box. We've got Solomon Kane, the base game. We also got some artwork, and we also have the Arsenal box. We're going to go through all of those and see what it has. We're going to start with the core box first. Of course, this is a game by Jake Thornton, and it is based on R.E. Howard's books, Solomon Kane. I haven't actually delved enough into the lore to really know a lot about Solomon Kane, but getting into this game I think is really going to invigorate me and make me want to get into it. So let's go ahead and open up this core box and see what there is. Before we do, I just want to mention a few things from the back. It is 1 to 5 players, ages 18 plus, and it is per act 2 to 3 hours. And some of these scenarios can have more than one act. So there's a ton of content inside this game. So now we're going to go ahead, take it off, and see what it's all about. Oh, I can already see the cool miniatures in the back. I'm excited to see what they are. Removing the box, we're going to see what it is. It's a big box. I'm really excited about this. All right, of course, we start with a lot of the stuff you'd expect to find. It's going to be our quick start guide and, of course, our rule book. And then we also have, oh, these are going to be all the storybooks. This will be awesome. Each of these storybooks is by itself a book. Look at all this paper components. We're definitely going to open these up and take a look at least a little bit of each of these books. There are 8 different storybooks. There is Rattle of Bones, and on the back I'm sure it tells you a little bit about what is going on in this book, and it's going to have all the different things you're going to be doing throughout the book, and the choices you make are going to probably impact how this works. I'm excited to see how it goes. Of course, you're going to be able to start with your chapters, setting up everything. Oh, this is going to be really cool. I'm excited to dig into each one of these. Now, of course, we do have Rattle of Bones storybook. We have the Witch Rider or Witchfinder General storybook. And we have the Skulls in the Stars storybook. Oh, look at that guy. That guy looks cool. Then we've got the El Ogre book. Look at him. That's cool. Oh, this art is really awesome. The Haunted Mountain is another book. We have Death's Black Riders. Oh, look at that guy. Oh, it's absolutely amazing. And the book of, the book of Bordeaux. We've got that one as well. And then this is the huge one. This is the Blue Flame of Vengeance. Now, I am going to do a playthrough of one of these. Not the Blue Flame of Vengeance. That's going to be an astronomically long one to do. What we're going to choose is we're either going to choose the Witchfinder, the Beast of Bordeaux, the Bones, or Rattlebones, sorry, or maybe you might do the Haunted Mountain or El Ogre. You go ahead and tell me in the comments below which one of these you want to see. The El Ogre, Haunted Mountain, the Beast of Bordeaux, the Witchfinder General, or Rattle of Bones. Now, I believe Rolling Solo did a playthrough of Rattle of Bones, so go check that out if you're interested in that one. So we might not do that one, but these are the other ones we might have a chance to do. Oh, I kind of like the El Ogre book. That guy looks pretty cool. All right, please leave in the comments below which story you would like to see played through in Solomon Kane. We're going to continue on with this unboxing. We've got a lot of these tiles. Let's take a look at these. There are 15 different tiles, and they're double-sided, and they're going to make up the areas and maps that you're going to be moving around on. And notice that they're not just straight hexes or squares. They're actually different areas. It's like an area map, which is really cool. So I like that. It kind of breaks it up from a lot of the normal dungeon crawler type games. There's, oh man, look at these tiles. These are really nicely done. It's like living in a house. You can create your own house out of all this. This is going to be amazing. And of course, they are double-sided, so there's a whole bunch of other stuff as well on the back of these. Now, as I go through this, I'm going to do my best to prevent spoilers, but of course, I'm not exactly sure all the different content and where it's located in this box, so I may show something I probably shouldn't, so just keep that in mind. We have one of our tokens down here. This is, I think, our compass rose because it says north, south, east, and west. It's probably a compass of some kind. We're going to put that aside. We also have our turn order tokens and some of our spawn tokens in here. Let's see what else we have. We also have our stat track tokens as well inside this bag here. These are plastic components. They work. They're not going to be, they're very lightweight for plastic components. That works out pretty good. They kind of almost feel like cheap poker chips in a way. All right, we're going to put those aside. There are different kind of dice in here. We have white dice. These are going to be our Mercy Cubes, and interesting, there's nothing even on them. I'm really excited to see how these work. And then we do have our Luck Cubes as well. I'm sure they look exactly the same with absolutely nothing on them. So we're going to put those aside. That's pretty cool. And then we do have our 18 set of dice here. And I'm not going to pull them out of the package because you can just see them straight through here. They're unique dice. They're not 1 through 6s. They are 6-siders though, but they do not have 1 through 6s on them. So those are the dice we're going to be getting in this game. And now look at all the different cards we have. Of course, we do have our save book or box. We can use this to save our game as we play through it. And then just look at all this massive amount of stuff. We're going to go through a lot of this. Now, of course, some of this might be part of the chapters and campaigns, so I can't really show too much of it off. At least I don't want to, but we are going to at least go through some of it and see what it's all about. There's just a massive amount of cards. So we're going to go ahead and grab all these cards out of here. Now, sadly, there's a lot of cards I can't show anything about. Mainly, there is just an insane amount of these Terra-sized cards, and they're all the different things that happen inside all the different adventures. So these I'm not going to be showing because I not only don't want to spoil the adventures for you, I do not want to spoil them for myself. But just to give you an idea, I mean, here is a whole ton of these. They're just immense amount of content in this game. It's going to be absolutely amazing. The first set of cards we have are virtue cards. Now, Solomon Kane's going to have different virtues that he can play with. For example, we've got Providence, we've got Prudence, we also have more Providence, we've got some more in here, Courage, and we also have Justice. So those are the different cards, and they're going to create a deck of cards that you're going to be able to use to kind of gain different skills and things throughout the game. For example, here's Intervention, move 1, so I can go ahead and take advantage of this if it's part of my board that is going to have to do with these certain virtues we have. So we're going to go ahead and set those aside. Next, we have a whole bunch of darkness cards. Now, these are going to act in different ways. There's 4, I'm going to show one. There's 4 different things on these cards, or usually there's 4 different things. Let's see if we can find one that has some. Here we go. Well, basically, the way this works is a lot of these different things are going to happen based on where you are in the story. So this might happen only in this type of chapter. This could only happen at a different point in the chapter. It'll also activate different enemies, and it'll also spawn enemies into the game as well. So that's kind of what these darkness cards do. Here's a different type of darkness cards in black as opposed to that. Now, of course, I don't know the difference between all these. I'm excited to dig into these and see what these all do while we play through our game. Next, we have event cards. There's a lot of those too. Now, the event cards, the way they work is they're going to give you a type of event that is going to take place in the game. And these, then of course on the bottom it does have some random numbers that are going to activate certain characters in the game. For example, this would be, the one would actually go ahead and work for crowds. The next one is going to be used for villains or maybe heroes. And the next one is going to probably be used for champions or something. Basically, it's going to activate different, or you would be used by different characters on the boards or in the story as we play through it. And it is soul stricken. That's no good. So this is going to take place, and these random numbers are going to affect different miniatures or characters in the game. And there's a lot of these out there, so it'll be interesting to see how that all takes place. Next, we have a bunch of fight cards. Now, these are dual-sided cards, and they're going to activate not only Kane, but also going to be used for enemies as well. So when the wolves fight, they could potentially draw this card and use it. And the way it works is based on like the number on the test you get that you're going to be doing, it's going to be doing different things it's allowing you to do different things. And then, of course, some will remain in play. Also, this is going to mean it's going to flip, so that means your attacks are going to be doing something different the next time, and they're going to keep flipping. Of course, this one remains in play. Some don't. Some are just going to be one and done, I'm sure, in here. It seems to be most of them flip. Then, some of them don't. Well, some of them aren't actually on dual-sided. That'd be why they don't flip. So we do have, these are all the different fight cards. I'm excited to see how they work. There's so many unique mechanics that I've already looked through, just seeing in the cards of how this game is going to unfold. We also have our 7 Sin cards and an Omen card. Now, the Omen card doesn't do anything except, well, remind you that the Omen has taken place. So it's just kind of like a token to use it, but used as a card. Now, I'm not going to look at the 7 Sins cards. We'll see what those do like when we play in the playthrough. It'll be pretty cool. The last set of cards I have are our player aids, which looks pretty good. They actually tell you all the different things that are going to happen. They even have keywords on them, which is really good. I like when player aids have keywords. It'll help out so much. And I think that's going to be all the cards they have. Virtue turn, what's this? Turn. Oh, they're all the same. Okay. I thought this one was different, but it's just on the other side. All right, so we have all four different player aids for 4 different people. That's pretty good. Now that's everything inside the base box, and I'm guessing the base box is actually split into 2 because I don't see any miniatures in here. And I know there's a ton of miniatures. So this was to be all the paper components, and the other box, our Arsenal box, is going to have all of the miniatures in it. So let's go ahead and take a look at that next. Here it is. Let's take a look at what's inside the Arsenal box. I'm going to guess this is going to be all of the miniatures that come in this game. Oh, and of course our boards. I totally forgot about those. That's amazing. I totally forgot about our boards. This is going to be our stat tracker through the game. It's going to be able to, it'll move up and down, and you're going to gain points based on how well you do inside each of these different virtues. Then we have our punch boards. What game would not be complete without a bunch of punch boards? We have a lot of different tokens here. We have our progress tokens. We have our threshold tokens. That's what these are right here. We have our purity points. We have our sentient tokens, 1 through 10. We also have some of our exploration tokens must be on here somewhere. Oh, here they are. Here's the exploration tokens. They're right there. We have, wow, what are these? These must be, oh, these are corruption tokens. And of course, we have wound tokens, light tokens as well. Oh, there's so many different tokens. These are objective tokens or symbols. I can punch one of these out and turn it over. It's the same on both sides. That's pretty good. Now they punch out pretty easily, so that's pretty good. Oh, look at these. These are really cool too. We have, wow, what is this? It's a front and back. That's pretty sweet. Let's see here. This thing is going to be our cloud. Okay, I guess it looks like a cloud. That's pretty good. And we have all these tokens. These could be, these are going to be, wow, what are these? I'm going to guess probably our blessing tokens, because they do actually give us something. We get 2 light for these. And it looks like all these things are going to be gaining something for us. So these must be our blessing tokens. Then up here we have our compass again, our compass rose. But I think I like the token better. But maybe I'm wrong about the token. Next, it looks like we have even more tiles. If we didn't have enough already, oh wow, take a look at that place. That place is going to be cool. And there's a bear skin rug, or a zebra skin rug, or a monster skin rug. It could be any kind of rug. I'm not going to open these because we've already seen some of the tiles already. Just some more tiles. It's going to be really sweet. I'm really excited to get to these miniatures. Let's go ahead and take out the rest of these things before we get to those. The first thing we have is, of course, we have our save sheets, which is really cool. These things are going to be able to bookmark where we are and be able to pack things up. It tells you everything you're going to need to know, where you had dice, where you didn't. And there's a ton of them, so that's fantastic. You can play oh, look at all the campaigns you can play. Then we also have our player boards, which I guess they're not player boards, they're virtue dashboards is what they're called. And they're not dual-sided, but why would they be? We have one for each of the virtues, so if you're playing with multiple players, each person would take a virtue, and then when it's your turn, you would activate Kane and stuff based on the virtue that you have, or else just boost him, and the virtue can even be on the board doing things as well. So here's the 4 main virtues. We got Temperance, Justice, Courage, and Prudence. Now, of course, if you decide to play solo, you're going to be, I believe, using the Prudence board, which I believe is a more stronger single entity, kind of combining all of them into one. Of course, don't quote me on that, but I believe that's how this works. There is also a darkness one as well that is probably going against you, I'm guessing. So we'll have to see how that goes in our game. But now, look at this. We have miniatures all over the place. We're going to go ahead and start taking a look at some of these. Here's one right here, a box of 5. Oh, these are going to be all of the different virtues. Nope, I lied. It's not the virtues. I thought it was. But, oh, I'd take it off and they all just fall all over the place. That's absolutely amazing. Well, here's one of the virtues. This is, oh my gosh, this miniature is amazing. This is pretty awesome. I did not think they would be this cool. Wow, look at that. There's some really good detail on these oh, that shield is sweetness. Oh, I can hardly wait to paint these up. We also have this one down here. This, I believe, is our darkness one. Oh, look at all these things just bowing down to the darkness. That's pretty cool. We've got wolves. This is one of the wolves. This is the pack leader, I believe. Of course, haven't read through it, so I don't know exactly if that's what it is, but it could be. Here's a ghost-looking creature. That's pretty awesome. So somehow I'm going to have to try to get them all back in there. We'll see how that goes. That might be a project in itself because I'm sure it doesn't tell me how to do it. So we're going to put those aside and look at the rest of these miniatures. Let's see what else we can find inside this box. Before we crack into them, I still just want to look at this Providence model one more time. It looks so cool. Oh, it's even got some people down there guarding her. Oh, or him. That's amazing. Okay, big fan of that model. That's pretty awesome. I almost want to play solo just so I can use that model. All right, we're going to see what our next box holds and see what falls out of it. That's the last one. They all just kind of fell out. All right, so this looks like it might be some more of these must be the rest of our virtues. That's what these must be. It has to be. We have a virtue of, which one this? It could be Temperance. This one's Temperance. Then we have, oh, I don't know, this can't be a virtue. It's got a big bunch of giant snakes all over it. So they kind of really combined a whole bunch of things together into all these different boxes. Let's see what else we have here. This one must be Justice. This is Justice right here with the scales. Oh, I love the fact that it's blind. That's great. Blind Justice. Amazing. We've got this one. This one must be Courage, of course. It's got a shield. What's it hold? Oh, it's holding a helmet. That's pretty sweet. Most of the time you see a person with a helmet, they don't actually holding it. That's awesome. So that means this one has to be Prudence. It has to be, because even though it has a bunch of snakes around it, but I guess the snakes aren't attacking. They're just kind of going around it. That's pretty awesome. Oh man, these miniatures are really, really neat. Then we got one that's not one of just one of the virtues, which is pretty cool. Must be one of the enemies we might find in the game. That's pretty cool. And the good news is these actually do all kind of go back in here, so I can put them back on in and go on to our next box and see what we see in our next box. We have not found the man himself. Let's see if he's in this box. So far, all we found are really cool, super giant miniatures. Oh, these are going to be the riders. This is going to be for one of the campaign missions that we can play. There are 3 different riders. I'm betting these are all probably going to be the same type of monster, same type of miniature. They are. They're all the same type of miniature. These are all a set of riders. Oh my gosh. Again, amazing. So good. These models look really cool. And even they come with basing already on them. This is going to be really fun to paint. There are only 2 boxes left inside that box, and one of them is going to have Mr. Kane in it. Let's go ahead and check out. We're going to guess this one. Let's see what we find in here. Now, these are going to be a lot of the smaller miniatures because, of course, the other ones were absolutely huge. And so far, I am digging every one of these miniatures. They're absolutely awesome. And even though they're kind of all over the place, it does look... Oh, here's one. Here's one of Solomon Kane miniatures. This is like his mythic one or something. That's one of him right there. So these I know I keep saying it. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. It looks like a shepherd. It's got sheep all over him. Awesome. A bunch of wolves down here. We even have a pile of bones, it looks like, or a ball piece of some kind. That's pretty sweet. Oh my gosh. Absolutely cool. We got even a blacksmith. Check this guy out. Here's Mr. Blacksmith. Hey, Mr. Blacksmith, what's going on? Oh, I'm just making some swords. A town crier, telling us what's going on in the world. And again, the bases are awesome. I love the fact they did the bases. That really adds to this game, being able to not have to worry about putting stuff for bases out there. All right, so that's this box. We have only one left, and I bet he's in there. So let's open up our last box of miniatures, and there's a ton of these miniatures. I mean, you think about it, and you've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 36. Plus 36, another one. I mean, that's like almost close to about 150 to 200 miniatures in this thing. Absolutely amazing. Here is Solomon Kane in his normal form. I shouldn't say normal form, but it's one of the things of him. It's just what he normally walks around looking like. Absolutely awesome. So good. Base awesome. Everything awesome. You've got a giant butcher, it looks like, I'm guessing. He's right here, maybe a baker. Got some, looks like duelists of some kind. We've got more ghostly spirits. Pretty cool. Now, actually, I actually like the fact that they're green as well, because I prime in light gray. I normally don't prime in white or black, so actually having green miniatures, it tells me that every part of it has actually gotten hit by the primer, because sometimes using light gray, you might miss part of your miniature when you're actually priming it in that color. Oh, wow. All right, so there's all those miniatures as well. Check this guy out. A screaming skeleton or zombie thing. Absolutely awesome. All right, there we go. That is all the miniatures that were inside the Arsenal box. So that is it for what is in Solomon Kane. Now, I did get these, which I believe are just different pieces of art that happen inside the game or are part of the storybooks. I don't think this is going to have any type of story value to it, and they're not even double-sided. That's my guess. Of course, I could be wrong. Tell me in the comments below, but I believe this is just the artwork that comes with the game. So there are some different artworks here. We've got him standing in front of a bunch of demons. I'm standing above a skeletal undead horde. That looks pretty awesome with a shaman in the back helping him out. And then, of course, he is fighting some giant creature. That's awesome. All right, I am excited to dig into this game. I'm excited to see what is in store. Oh, there's some mechanics in here that, from what I've noticed, look really, really fun. and so I really want to get this table fast. So please tell me in the comments below which one of those missions you want to see, and I'll make it happen. We'll try to get it on the table as fast as we can. So there you go. That's the unboxing of Solomon Kane. Now this is, like I said, just the core box. I thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell symbol so you know when the actual campaign begins for Solomon Kane. We're going to dig into it, and each one of those missions is easily 3 to 4 hours. And if you know the way I record videos, that's going to be quite a long time. We're going to get probably about 3 or 4 videos out of it because I do try to explain things as we go, and I really get pumped up as we play through the game. That's it. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to leave anything else, of course, in the comments below. I'd love to hear from everyone. More importantly, of course, tell me the story. Which one do you want to see? There were, I think I told you 4 different ones. I think there were 5, but out of the 4, which one are you interested in? Now, I didn't get the Right Hand of Doom. That one I didn't get as part of the Kickstarter. This really is just the core box, but I might be digging into more based on how we play through this and how much fun we have. So that is it. Again, thank you so much for watching, and if you're excited to see Solomon Kane in action, then I need you to meet me at the table.